Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. This is Paulo Tibig. If you are a corporate leader or business leader, ito lang po yung tanong natin. Is our team now ready to be successful this year? If you observe today, the consumer or customers are changing their buying habits. And basically, it's more than the price right now that is more important in choosing product or service. Nowadays, customers want to make the most in what they spend. The value is the first and foremost reason why customers are patronizing our product and services. So what do? We have to be relevant. We have to stand out. We have to be the orange among apples. Imagine this representation. You can see now an orange amongst the apples. And look and visualize, these apples are your competitors. Meaning to say, everything equal. Pare-pareho ang offering natin. Pare-pareho ang ating pricing. Pare-pareho yung pinuprovide natin. Paano bibili, paano tayo tatangkilikin, at paano ipapatronize ng ating customers yung ating product or service. So, the principle that I share is always about you have to be the orange among apples. You have to be different. We have to stand out. If your product and services is almost the same as these apples, then definitely we will be just providing yung price war. And we don't want that. We wanted to have the value with our product or service. We have to be the orange amongst apples. These are the proven insight and principle that I always share in our Mindset of Champion keynotes. These are insightful, actionable, relevant, ideal for kick-offs, sales rallies, conferences, general assemblies, and team buildings, and more, anchored on the 5 holistic Mindset of Champion keynotes framework, which circles on the 5 important cornerstones. First, on our core, establishment, and the right mindset and motivation to develop the essential skills and leadership development. Second, customers, learning the right approach in building long-lasting customers relationship. Third, product or services. You need to know exactly your differentiator. Paano ka magiging orange among apples? Fourth, strategies. Time-tested, actionable steps that can be employed immediately to increase sales productivity. And fifth, results. Deliver it for the organization and aim for continuous sales improvement and performance management. So, whether your industry is FMCG, insurance, real estate, retail, or services, B2B, B2C, we have the right keynote for you. For bookings and inquiries, see the details below so we can help you motivate your team and kickstart 2021 right. Everyone, maraming salamat. This is Paulo Tibig. See you on your next event.
Welcome to the Paulo Tibig Show, ang babago sa Saturday habit mo. At these crucial times, we all definitely need a boost in our work and business performances. That is why TPTS is here to provide you all access to valuable business contents to help entrepreneurs and corporate professionals. We will equip you with insights, best practices, and motivation toward excellence in the workplace. This show will also feature real stories, industry learnings, and authentic experiences from our seasoned experts and leaders. Are you ready to learn and stand out? Kung oo, then ano pang hinihintay mo? Tune in na sa The Paulo Tibig Show, the show for your businesses and companies. The Paulo Tibig Show.
Hello everyone, magandang gabi muli at narito na naman tayo sa Saturday Night Habit natin. So tama-tama mukhang ang music natin ngayon. It's a beautiful life. So I'm sure lahat tayo ngayon, di ba, parang still nagpapasalamat tayo kahit na itong panahon ngayon ay talaga namang maraming uncertainty, marami pa ring takot. Pero remember everyone, still a beautiful life. So many ways to thank, so many ways to be, because we're so blessed and fortunate still. And talagang sabi nga, di ba, every day is a day that we need to really be thankful. It's a beautiful life, everyone. So kung nasaan man kayo ngayon sa buong Pilipinas at sa buong mundo, lalo na dun sa laging sumusubaybay dito sa show natin, ano na ba? Ano pang dapat gawin? Mag-comment na kayo, mag-share na kayo ng inyong dito sa inyong social media account so that many people will also benefit from our weekly online show only here at the Paulo Tibig Show. Sabi ko nga ho, ito yung pagkakataon lagi na una-una nagpapasalamat kami sa inyong lahat because of your viewership, because of the shares that always being mataas lagi tuwing Sabado. Maraming salamat everyone. Dahil sa inyong lahat ito, kaya kami po ipatuloy. More than a year na tayo at talagang pinipili natin syempre mga standout leaders, mga thought leaders sa iba't ibang industriya, whether sa negosyo or sa enterprises, sa nasa corporate world, di ba? Yung mga executives sa ating mga bisita na talaga naman nagbibigay ng kaalaman, ng insight, ng motivation at inspirasyon tuwing Sabado ng gabi. So, ngayong gabi, meron na naman tayong bisita. Mamaya, sasabihin ko nga sa inyo, parang namali po yata kami ng pangalan na nailagay para dito sa ating bisita. Baka sasabihin nyo, mukhang tama ang aking sasabihin. Kung excited kayo, konting-konti lang po, papakilala natin maya-maya ang ating bisita for tonight. At this point, everyone, we would like to, syempre, to really, di ba, encourage you to follow us on our social media account. Follow us on our YouTube, di ba? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Wala na pong Friendster at Multiply, ha? Siyempre sa YouTube channel, abangan nyo na, malapit na yung ating pagkakaroon ng panibagong, yugto ng show na ito. Soon na po ito. We're finalizing things. Meron na po kaming mga nagawa and abangan nyo ha. Sabi sa akin, magti-TikTok na raw po ba ako? It's a beautiful life indeed, everyone. So we would like to encourage you to follow us and subscribe again on YouTube channel. And don't forget to hit the bell button para po mas ma-notify kayo kapag po naka-up na or meron na tayong show dito sa The Paulo Tibig Show. At this point, everyone, we would like also to encourage you. We're really moving towards the second half of the year, ending the second half. So, patuloy po yung ating mga keynote addresses. So many, we're quite overwhelmed with all the invite to speak to a lot of companies in an organization in the country, ending the last quarter of the year. And also yung mga signature programs natin, tuloy-tuloy po yan. Mamaya papakita po namin yung mga huling mga programa that we're going to do in the next 2 months to come. But in terms of at this point, yung mga talagang nasa planning stages, a lot of keynotes pa rin na nangyayari for their companies, for their clients and so on, which we are really thankful for always parang inviting us to speak to all of you. So, batiin muna natin yung ating mga newest member ng ating Workplace Excellence PH community. Kung nariyan po kayo, magparamdam po kayo sa ating chat box at definitely babasahin po namin. No? So, Del Coxum, Cams Loyola, Juvelin Velez, Krisha Garcia, Nico Ancilio, Tahir Gadir, Ian Valete, Rowena Balabad, Sariel Fernandez, Juliet Omas, Edelweiss Mitz, ganda na apelido, no? Mitz, Linds Wine, wow, talagang foreigner. Arian Serva, Jeline Macapanas, Jane Manalo, Ricardo Seroma, Sub Sowamap, Aubrey Guevara, Andrea Pasive, Leslie De La Cruz, Kuya Sam Diocolano, AV Palma, Coach Bautista, and Richard Pagigan. Magparamdam po kayo. Maraming salamat for always joining us every Saturday at saka siyempre doon sa ating Workplace Excellence PH community. We would like also to invite you to join us in our Workplace Excellence newsletter. If you wanted to receive every week different articles, blogs, features, and many articles that we release weekly. So mag-join lang po kayo dito. Ayan po yung subscription. Ito po ay libre. Again, you will be receiving, sasagot lang po kayo ng ilang katanungan doon. And then yun na, voila, you're in. So lagay lang natin sa chat box yung kung saan sila magsusubscribe. So ito po ay lagi naming pinopost normally. It's either Tuesday yan, Monday or Tuesday, but definitely within the week, lagi po nating nilalabas yan. This week have provided us many engagement again, and also many meetings. Alam niyo, mga meetings namin lately is all about aside from keynotes and planning, sa planning po talaga ang dami namin mga planning parang engagement, no? And in fact, ito kasi season na po ngayon ng strategic planning for many companies, but this week we've spoken to three engagement this week, and also yung ating sales master, pang-pito na po ito. Patuloy pa rin po itong ginagawa at talaga pong dire-diretso pa rin po siya. Yan, parang 90s tong mga tugtugan natin. Yung mga batang 90s dyan, taas-taas ang kamay. Ang ating brand hack segment, laging nariyan po yan. So if you wanted to reach your market through this programa, we have a lineup of customized packages for you. Let us know. You can always collaborate with us and message us. Siguro gusto ko muna magano dito, Camille. Magano muna tayo, bumati muna tayo. Medyo marami itong nandito sa ating chat box para sa ganoon yung mamayang mga to follow mabati rin natin. Sige, let's move on with our TPTS, yung ating TPTS shouts. First, we would like to greet Melody Delutag. Good evening. Magandang gabi, Miss Melody. If you're new or matagal ng viewers ng ating Paulo Tibig show, pakita lang po kayo, paramdam po. Miss Carla Barroso, hey, hello! Hello, Miss Carla, and to all the Feeling Best team members. Maraming salamat for joining us, Miss Carla. Sel Galapon, magandang gabi, Miss Sel. Oo, parang ano, no, bibingka. Kaninang umaga, tanghali, Sel, kumain ako ng bibingka, yung galapong. Galapong yun, legit lang. Edna Bernal, magandang gabi, Miss Edna. And then let's move on with HRMD1. Hello, lagay niyo po yung pangalan ninyo. Kaibigan natin yung mga one, sila Romel, di ba? Yan, yung mga kaibigan natin, sila Rowie, sila Titi Chit. Yan. Juliet Omas, hello po. Good evening, magandang gabi, Miss Juliet. And then also Jake MD, good evening, Sir Rodrigo Fernandez from Region 2. Trauma and Medical Center, Bayumbong, Nueva Vizcaya. Maraming salamat po. From Ana Marie, hello. Ana Marie from abroad. Yan, di ba? Sa Ana Marie, yung ating masugid na viewers also. From New York, USA. Naku, asan yung ating mga taga-ibang bansa? Mukhang hindi sila ang mga naunang ngayon sa ating episode for tonight. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for joining us as always, Ana Marie. Now, siguro many companies and executive by the way, would like to thank muna pala. Nalimutan ko na yung ating mga live stream partners, Bounce Back Network and Global Pinas TV. Maraming salamat, Jason and Sir Ismael, for simultaneously live streaming our episodes every Saturday 7 p.m. in your different platforms. So ano nga po ba ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon? Tignan nyo, many company executives and human resource professionals assume that succession planning is a complicated process reserved for the largest businesses with the most advanced organizational development departments. On the flip side, succession planning may be extremely beneficial to smaller businesses also with less available resources for learning management programs and formal, organized staff development. Succession planning is a strategy for spotting and training leaders of tomorrow in your organization and businesses, not just at the top, but for the key jobs at all levels. It assists your company in planning for all scenarios by preparing high potential employees for growth. But before we introduce our guest for tonight, everyone, let me show you our standout quote for the week. Yan, ano ba ang standout quote natin for the week, everyone? Sabi dito, when leaders mold the next leaders, they cement their legacy in their company. So ibig sabihin, kumbaga there would be a continuous management, there will be continuous leadership, and then if it can pass years, even generation, everyone, to continuously, di ba? And harness each and every one so that yun nga, yung sustainability and continuity and eventually leaders will be developed para po ipagpatuloy ang lahat for the organization. So mamaya, malalaman pa nating marami dito sa ating bisita kung ano nga ba yung ating pag-uusapan about this particular topic. So sige, let me introduce to you our guest for tonight, everyone. Mr. Rogi Nino Enriquez is currently the head of the Talent Management Department under the Human Resources Group of one of the leading banks in the Philippines, China Banking Corporation. He handles the succession planning programs and performance management system of the bank, as well as the implementation of promotion for staff and officers. He has been a learning and development professional for 8 years and is a member of the Philippine Society for Talent and Development. Katatapos lang kahapon na Rogi. In fact, kasama ko yung isang board last night sa isang class. The premier community of L&D professionals in the country. He has held different roles in human resources, corporate communications, and corporate philanthropy in fintech, financial services, energy, and education sectors. A graduate of Bachelor of Arts degree in Organizational Communication from De La Salle University and has a postgraduate diploma in Strategic Human Resources Management from Ateneo Center for Organization Research and Development, or CORD, and has taken units in MS Psychology and Religious Education. Rogi is presently finishing his MBA from Nextford University, also a chartered professional in human resources management, certified facilitator, and aspiring professional coach. He advocates for mindfulness, spirituality at work as an anchor for success, life mission, and happiness. He is a passionate professional who selflessly shares his insight and discoveries to help other professionals to advance in their career. Everyone, ipakita po natin yung mainit na pagtanggap sa ating bisita for tonight, everyone, Mr. Rogi Enriquez.
Thank you so
Ayan.
much for the invitation, Sir Paulo. And so, matagal
Akala
na
ko
po talagang
sasabihin
plano
ko,
to, no?
ladies and gentlemen, welcome po natin si Mr. Daryl Ong.
Ito po tayo papa-sample po dito.
Oo nga,
Dito
baka
tayo
mamaya
kumakanta.
makita natin dito sa ating chat box na humingi sila ng sample, Rogi. Oo.
Huwag naman po
Well,
sana.
baka naman
po
pwede
lalong
nga
umulan,
mamaya.
no? Kung may time pa po at hindi po tayo abutan ng ulan later on.
Oo nga. Anyway, Rogi, maraming salamat for joining. And we're glad that I'm sure itong topic na naman natin ito ngayong gabi is something that many people are also looking at, di ba, in different levels of the
Yes.
organization. Whether, alam mo, sabi ko nga, as dun sa binasa natin munang briefer, normally kasi they think na ang succession planning, yung topic natin, everyone, ngayong gabi, para lang dun sa malalaking kumpanya, di ba? Siguro mamaya matatakal mo na ito ay kailangan pag-isipan, even mid-size ba yan, even ba yung mga small, di ba? Even yung mga businesses. Kasi gusto nating talakayin yung mga pwedeng mangyari at the potentials that succession planning ang kagandahan nito at yung mga syempre yung mga kailangan nating i-watch. Rod,
Sure.
siguro para mas makilala ka nilang mabuti,
Aha.
aside doon, although yung iyong resume talagang medyo ano na talaga, no, full na rin at alam ko marami ka pang ginagawa. Siguro mas magandang sa'yo na rin manggaling. How can we parang paano mo mapapakilala sa ating viewers yung iyong sarili in what you do
Alright.
professionally, even personally?
Ayan.
Rod?
So, salamat po, Sir Paulo, for this opportunity. I'm very privileged po to be part of the Paulo Tibig show. So, I felt really honored po, no, to be invited kasi I saw that you have a very distinguished guests in the past weeks, no. So,
Mm-mm.
sabi ko, I would really miss the chance to be part of the show. So, let me introduce myself, no. Right now, you're looking at my screen and ang topic po natin for this evening is actually succession planning in the workplace and how do we ensure success in developing our leaders. And later on, mamaya, i-define po natin ano po yung mga successors natin in the workplace. Hindi lang po ito talaga yung mga leaders natin. Later on, I'll define po ano po ba yung mga successors natin in the organization. And I'll provide you a framework that for me is a very tactical approach when it comes to succession planning. And then at the same time, I'll give you some lessons on how you'll be able to also do it in your own organizations. And meron akong ipapakitang siguro very quick approach on succession planning, easy, doable, that really can help you start it siguro by Monday kagad, no? Pwede nyo kagad siyang i-apply because very easy lang naman siya.
Mm-mm.
May kailangan ka lang sagutin ng mga questions that can really
Mm.
help you understand what needs to be done. Okay.
Wow.
So again,
Wow, everyone
yan.
kung kayo excited everyone, ang sabi niya even on Monday you can apply Rods,
Yes.
bago mo papakilala yung sarili mo, everyone ano po ang dapat nating gawin everyone? We would like to encourage you to really share, 'di ba? Dun sa inyong social media account itong ating episode for tonight kasi as initially mentioned po ni Rods dito, talagang ang dami siyang maibabahagi sa atin from the tools at yung mga pwedeng actionable items na pwede na po nating gamitin. Whether, yun nga, sabi niya, hindi lang po pang leaders, but in the different facet of the organization. Rod?
Ayan. So, thank you again, Sir Paolo. No? So, I'm currently connected po with China Bank as said, Department Head of Talent Management under the Human Resources Group. And on the side, so I do part-time facilitation with NGO and also a retreat facilitator with my alma mater, De La Salle University. Kasi I'm very passionate po with my faith. That's why I really felt paying back to my alma mater, De La Salle. And so I facilitate retreats and recollections for from your first year up to your law students in La Salle. Tapos ito po yung mga certifications.
Sa mga estudyante, yung mga
Yes, mga
pag-graduate, no?
estudyante.
Rod, mga
Yes.
pag-graduate.
Yes,
Okay.
mga pag-graduate, even those who are still in college, no? So,
Oo.
kasi talagang Lasal puts a premium on faith, companionship, and rebuilding their faith. Ayan po.
Pero ang tanong daw,
So,
Rods, saan ka ba talaga sa TAF o sa Katipunan?
so nakita niyo po, I have a balance of I am a green-blooded and blue-blooded po kasi nakapag-aral po ako na kahit papaano po sa Ateneo and Lasal. So, kung tatanungin niyo po ako which is the best school,
Yun.
I cannot. They are both the best school in their own right because they have their own
Right.
specialties po. Yun, that's the safest
Akala ko
answer.
may ibang kulay kang sasabihin eh.
Kung kinumbine niyo po siguro yung blue at red at green, siguro ano po kaya yung kulay na
Oo nga,
lalabas.
no?
So, baka,
Anong kalalabasan nung dalawang yon pag minix na sila? Sige, Rod.
ayan. All right, and then nasabi na po that I'm currently finishing my MBA with Netford University. It's an American university that provides online MBA education. So I also found that out in LinkedIn, and then I finished a diploma course with Ateneo de Manila University, and then finished my bachelor's degree in De La Salle University. So I'm proud to be blue and I'm proud to be green. Yeah.
And proud to be green. Yan.
Okay.
Nice, nice.
Yan. So, let me start na po by of this quote, no? Kasi since we're talking about succession planning, minasabi pong quote si Mahatma Gandhi that the future depends on what we do today. So, when we're speaking about succession planning, kailangan po simulan na natin siya today. Hindi po dapat ipagpaliban pa siya because kailangan po natin ipagplanuhan ang mga bagay-bagay. Nung dumating po yung pandemic, wala po tayong plano for that. So marami po naapektuhan na business. That's why isa sa mga aspeto ng pagninegosyo is really you have to plan ahead. Even those who are, I mean, even planning for the people that are under you. So, hindi natin kasi alam, baka mapili nilang umalis sa kumpanya nyo or they have another opportunity outside or they might want to retire young to start their own business venture. So, we need to always plan ahead for that. So, I think ganito ka-relevant yung quote ni Mahatma Gandhi. So, ayan. So, let me just start with the question no, sa ating mga audience. So, siguro, what do you think is the number one challenge that global executives identified over the years? So very very random question but we have choices po dito sa ating screen, no? Pakikita ko po sa inyo. If clear po dyan, I'll just read it na lang out loud. So una pong challenge probably developing next gen leaders, failure to retain top talent, there are new competitors, cybersecurity, slowing economic growth, labor relations, global recession, income inequality, outdated infrastructure and global political uncertainty. So, siguro sa iyo, Sir Paulo, what do you think is the number one talent challenge that probably global
Mm.
executives or executives like you have identified
Yeah.
over the years?
Well, for me yung next wave of leaders, that's one.
Ayan.
Kasi merong
Okay.
merong peculiarity right now yung nasa labor force natin. So, wearing the hat, rods of an employer also.
Yes.
So, it's
Yeah.
quite challenging for now to develop. In fact, sabihin na nga natin, not even on a global perspective, dito na lang sa atin sa Pilipinas. And ito yung isang nakikita ko. Kaya nga, right now, ngayon, no, I'm wearing a hat of an employer. So there's a
Yeah.
challenge really on developing the new set of potential leaders in the
Ayun.
organization, big and small. Maybe, alam mo naman, Rods, di ba, konti lang naman diferensya natin na bilang mga millennial, hindi tayo nalalayo kasi ang mga gusto pa rin natin, mga K-drama, di ba? At mga
Yeah.
K-papaano, di ba? So,
Netflix
well,
series. Oo.
iba kasi yung iba yung orientation, if I may say. There was a time, Rog, no, I did speak to an Asia Pacific organization, and I was tasked to talk about sales leadership, if I'm not mistaken, that time. And meron akong isang naibahagi. Ito, I always remember this. Millennials, if you're hearing it right now, everyone, please confirm this and validate this. I call this at that time, I call millennials that time as driven by cars. Yan. Ano yung
Mm,
cars? It's
mm.
an acronym, everyone. Cars is about first commitment. Kumbaga, uh, millennials in the organization are well committed. Ibig sabihin nakikita mo nandun yung nandun yung drive nila. They are committed in what they do, probably because of
Yeah.
many things that they wanted to achieve in life. Yun yun. So, una, cars, di ba? Committed. Pangalawa, Rods and everyone, A. Di ba yung A? Agile. Di ba ngayon pa lang natin naririnig, agility,
Oo, agile.
resiliency.
Yes. Oo.
But alam mo naman, Rods, ang trait, and I'm sure nasa talent management ka ng
Mm.
organization, di ba? Parang very agile. Ibig sabihin, para bang alam mo yun sa Tagalog, ano yung tawag doon? Kiti-kiti. Pero yung sasabi nating agile, ito yung flexible. Parang kahit saan mo ibato, pwede sila. Yan. Kumbaga, they can easily adapt to different scenarios. Then are relentless. Relentless to
Yan.
pursue a lot of things, opportunities. And it may be good, it may be bad. Bakit? It may be bad because nagiging professional hopper. They hop from one company
Mm.
to another because of opportunities presented to
Yes.
them. Kaya that
Ah.
time, those years, everyone, yun yung kahirapan ng BPO industry in the country because of many movement within the industry. And I remember that time, kausap ko yung mga isang asosasyon ng outsourcing industry, nagkakaroon ng blacklisting within them, within the industry.
Mm.
Why? Because people, especially the millennials, tend to move from one to another kasi nga they wanted to pursue. Alam mo yun, dito na uso, Rods, yung yung parang monetary consideration. Yung tinatawag nating hygiene factor. Parang, wow, lumipat ka lang sa amin, may signing bonus ka. Wow,
Oo.
may G-Shock ka. Wow, etc. etc. Now, after 3 months, 6 months,
Cellphone.
hop from one to another to another. Relentless. And lastly is socially, parang they are socially aware with what's happening around us. Kaya sabi ko nga, it may be good in different ways. It may be bad, may downside on some other areas. But at the end of the day, di ba parang, how do you now develop this new breed of leaders to be the
Yeah.
one na parang talagang they will be loving their career, at the same time they'll be
Yes.
moving at, 'di ba, doon sa karera nilang 'yon within the organization. So kaya sa akin, ang haba ng ano ko, no, and I thank you. Ang haba ng explanation ko, para na ako nag-talk pala ng ilang minuto doon. But
Pwede
that,
na
you know,
nating end yung
that's true. But that's true, that's true.
Yes.
Yan, for me, leaders. New set of leaders. Yan.
Ayan.
Ito,
I think,
meron tayong mga
may
doon sa
comment nga,
tanong
may
mo,
comment sa...
sa tanong natin na Rods, meron, no? From Jake MD, sabi niya developing future leaders. So mukhang pareho kami. From Miss Rowena, Miss Weng, meron ba tayong mga taga TRC kay Bo Sanchez na nanonood ngayon? Commitment is lacking a bit. Yun ang sabi ni Miss
Yes.
Rowena din. Yan. Ayan, Rods. At least meron kang
I
mga
think
ibang insights.
tama po kayo when it comes to saying na there has to be commitment, no? And then also there's a mention about agility a lot of times these days, because a lot of the things that we're experiencing right now, we need to be flexible, we need to adapt quickly, and that's where
Mm.
agility comes into play. Tapos
Mm-mm.
lalo na yung being relentless. I've been jumping from one opportunity to another, to be honest, because of the opportunities that are not given to me from one
Mm.
organization. And probably where that is where succession planning should really be parang established, because kailangan alam nung mga millennials kasi na may plano ka sa kanila eh. Kasi a lot of
Agree.
times to
Agree.
mga millennials kasi the tendency is why they transfer from one company to another, because the communication of the plan, or probably a development program is not in place.
Tama.
Though I understand that a lot of companies probably cannot offer this, but probably there are actually quick fixes to be able to have learning still in the workplace. And mamaya I'll touch a little
Mm-mm.
bit more about that. Yan.
Yep.
Yan. So,
Nice, ha? Simula pa
uh,
lang yun, everyone, ha? Rods,
madami na agad.
para lalo kang ma-inspire, Rods. We have about 193 shares and a reach of about 1,209. Wow.
Wow. Wow talaga.
Wow to, ha? Wow
Very
talaga
good
to. Hindi ka
evening
pa
po
nagsasalita.
everyone.
Nakita
So,
pa lang yung picture mo, Rods. Talagang Daryl Ong na raw. Okay, Rods, go ahead.
ayan. So, in the little time that we have po, samahan po natin ngayon, I want to impart to you three things po. No? Hopefully, we will be able to capture this. Feel free to grab some of the slides that you'll be seeing here. Una-una po, we want to identify the challenges in the different industries, the talent challenges. So kanina, I just try to pick your brains kung ano po sa tingin nyo yung number one challenge. And later on, there will be a study where it confirms actually one of your opinions po on one of the challenges of the talent in the workplace. And then we will look at a tactical approach when it comes to succession planning. Step by step po siya. Actually, 10 steps po siya. Medyo mahaba, but I will make it a way na it will be easier to understand. And number 3, let's look at 5 lessons of grooming leaders in the workplace. And also, we'll reflect on also our own experiences in the organization. How do we feel about the succession planning in the organization for over a year already? So, let me first go straight already to the report that I was talking about. It was a report by Development Dimensions International about the top 10 challenges that global executives around the world identified. And in that study in 2018, so I'll give you 2018 and a study in 2021. So in the Philippines, they identified, same as what Sir Paolo and some of our viewers identified, that the number one challenge that our global executives are facing in the Philippines is actually developing the next gen leaders. And then second to that is actually failure to retain talent. And siguro that is true kasi nga sinabi nga natin, we have a lot of millennials jumping ships. Oh, lilipat sila ng iba't ibang kumpanya to be able to get the right opportunities. So let's go straight to 2021. So again, they surveyed again the different global executives, and to my surprise, or probably it's not actually a surprise, but makikita po natin that number one pa din is actually developing the next generation of leaders.
Mm.
Coming in at number two, of course, because of the global pandemic, naging talent problem din po yan because they cannot offer opportunities anymore. And then, because of that, there's talent retention was really a problem because they need to seek better opportunities because syempre may mga companies na nagkasara. And then coming at number four, which is new to the top three, is driving innovation. Which is nakita po natin over the year, ang dami po mga technological innovations na nangyari. We shifted to fintech, to
Yep.
using applications to pay different things. And then
Mm-mm.
we actually can order nga online, and
Yep.
talaga marami nga nabudol dito, di ba? Pag actually kakatapos nga lang ng 10-10-10, meron pa nga 11-11
Ay, meron pa.
upcoming.
Ano ka ba? 11-11, 12-12, 1-1-1, 2-2-2, 3-3-3,
Every,
4-4-4.
every month po, may time talaga na mabubudol po tayo. Ayan.
Alam mo, Rods, a few weeks ago, we have a fintech executive then who have joined us.
Mhm.
And grabe ang kinukwento she's into si Jenny Tarubago. Baka kilala mo nga to. One of the leading fintech executive also. She's managing Jenny, if you're there, no, paramdam ka. She's managing one of the biggest chain parang pawn shop in the country in their business unit na talagang iba, medyo innovative yung ginawa nilang bagong business model. So talagang ang platform talaga nasa e-commerce.
Yes.
Maganda yung concept na na-share niya somehow nung episode na yon. So if you wanted to know about it, everyone, just take a look at our YouTube channel and baka meron po kayong matutunan dito po sa linking na sinasabi po dito na natin ni Sir Rodgy dito sa ating pinag-uusapan. Talagang innovation is
Yes.
the key,
Oo.
no? Okay, Rods, go ahead.
Yan. So we can now further conclude, no, that the number one challenge that a lot of leaders are saying is that we need to actually develop the next gen leaders, the next generation of leaders. So let me just also talk about my industry, no, why it is also a problem in the financial industry.
Mm.
So globally, sabi nila, the market value of the financial services industry is around $22.5 trillion. And kaya siya yung naging number one industry in the world. And there are reasons why it is encountering a talent problem. Number one po, it's highly regularized and monitored. So it's actually required for banks like us to create our own succession management program. Number two, we're one of the biggest employers in the Philippines. So I'm not sure if my figures are right for video, mga around 25,000 yata ang employees sila. For
Okay.
Metro Bank, it's around 12,000 the last time I was connected with them. For China Bank, it's around over 7,000 employees. And the list can go on that a lot of our employees are actually employed by banks in the Philippines. And also, number three, and very siguro one of the major reasons why it is a talent problem, yung developing the next gen of leaders is that very complex and organizational structures ng mga banks because they cater to the industry and products that they serve. So, yung positions are also configured to those industries kaya talagang marami ka pang kailangang pag-isipan when it comes to managing your talents in the organization. And then since we're talking about different things that happen over the span of 1 year, I define actually, and together with my series of workshops that I attended in the past, no, three waves of departures. No, we have certain disruptions in technology, so it affects the way we look at talent, and then also because of that, maraming improvements sa technology, thereby converting a lot of our business models, no, to different and more innovative frameworks or structures. Number two would be movement of people. So I'm not just talking about people transferring from one company to another. This is one of our experiences sa bank, no? Some of our employees would rather retire young because they felt that because of the uncertainties of the pandemic, it's gonna be hard for them to work. So they rather retire young, or marami din during this time, nagkataon siguro during the pandemic that marami nang retirable. So we really had to really look at our talent bench. Mamaya sabi ano ba yung talent bench, no? At our talent in the organization, sino ba yung pwede mag-assume ng mga different rules? And marami sa kanila mag-retire na this year, mag-retire na in the next 2 years. So kailangan namin pagandaan yun. And then number 3 challenge sa industry natin, sa financial industry, is really yung globalization. Because more and more companies outside the country are more open to talents from our country because of the skills that we have acquired probably, and also the openness of other countries to receive other nationalities. So these are the 3 challenges that we are now facing, aside from the fact that we're also facing a talent problem. So given these two, no, this now gives us a business case na how can we now develop the next uh, generation of leaders. But before that, meron tayong mga terminologies na sinabi, no? What is succession planning? And then meron pa tayong replacement planning, no? So these are two terms na hindi natin pwedeng pag-interchange because these are very different. So let me quickly define it para malaman po natin ang difference ng succession planning saka replacement planning. Sabi nila, replacement planning, according to William Rothwell in his book, The Daily Role in Talent Management, ang replacement planning is just the exercise of identifying backups in your top level positions, basically based on your organizational chart. So after mo ma-identify yung backup, malagay yung pangalan doon sa position na yun, yun na yun, tapos na. Okay? So dun tatapos doon. But what is succession planning?
Question lang dun,
Sure,
Rod.
sige.
It follows ba na, sabi mo, I'm sure everyone, kung meron po kayong katanungan, please share your thoughts dito sa ating chat box para po masagot po ni Sir Rods dito. Sabi mo, di ba yung parang papalitan lang, for example, ang pangalan, then that's it na. Parang it follows ba dun sa cycle also natin ng recruitment? Ibig sabihin, nag-resign ng isang tao, and then you just fill the void, and then does it follow na yun na yung replacement planning natin? Ganun lang ba yun? Kaya dali? O hindi?
Yes, kung yung pag-atap sa recruitment will actually fall under succession planning because it's one of the strategies mo to be able to fill out that position.
Okay.
Ito namang pinag-uusapan natin sa replacement planning is more on internal employees na nasa organization na pwede mong ilagay to that position. Pero minsan, organic siya. So, parang nag-stop na lang siya doon. So, parang wala nang development. Kaya po, doon dumarating ang succession planning. It's a daily process. It's a daily thing. That's why talagang trabaho ko po yan everyday sa kumpanya namin to really prepare people for more responsibilities. And then, ang goal po nito is really to develop a deep bench. So, kunwari po, nagbabasketball po kayo, di ba po, ang basketball po natin, we have malalim yung bench mo, di ba?
Bench mo. Oo.
Pero kailangan organize sila, di ba? Kailangan na train sila, they're working at the same pace. So, may iba kasi mga talented na teams. Pero hindi naman talaga sila align with their goal. They still fail, no? So, but you need to have that development program in place. Kaya po, kailangan talaga pagandaan ang succession planning. So, in a lot of books po, in a lot of terminology, sabi nila, succession planning is actually all about leaders. Pero I came to realize that successors can be defined in different ways. Ito, it can be a critical function position, and usually it's the leaders, so mga leaders po yan, executives. Pero po, meron din tayo mga technically skilled employees na mahirap palitan. Which is actually,
alam mo, Rods,
sure.
Rods, agree ako sa iyo dyan, no? Again, wearing the hat, everyone of an employer also. I think tama ka. It's not just about the leaders. Kasi di ba the usual, yun ang pinag-uusapan natin. And technically skilled is also, lalo na sa technical skills, di ba parang ano yan. For example lang, similar kunyari, nandun ka sa isang engineering company. Di ba? Kunyari, yung major
Yes.
component ninyo is nasa production. So, alam naman natin yung engineer, how they play a very big role, di ba, dun sa business operation. Alam mo ba na even non-technical, minsan nga yung mga sabihin lang natin, the typical rank and file, rods, but they
Yeah.
they uh,
Oh.
they do a critical role wherein parang it entails parang alam mo years of experience to develop that particular person for that particular position. So, I would agree everyone that with Rods na hindi talaga leaders lang ang succession planning. By the way, Rods, in insurance industry, iba ang succession planning pala ha. Kasi may nagtanong sa akin
Oh,
ng,
yes, iba po 'yun.
iba yun ha. Everyone, iba po
Di
yun.
po tayo
Iba
tatawid
po
doon, di
yun.
po
Iba
tayo
po yun.
tatawid sa
Baka maiba po
ibang
yung
usapan na po
konteksto
'yun.
ng ating pag-uusapan. We're into talent management, everyone in the organization. Go ahead, Rod.
Ayan. So, since we're now talking about successors, right now I'll walk you through ano ba yung tactical approach when it comes to succession planning, you know. So, if you have organization right now, even small, can really go through this particular phase, no? And if wala kayo ng ibang steps dito, wag po kayong mabahala because there are resources naman available online to really help you create those particular steps or resources, no? So, again, I'm very happy kasi din because of this particular author, si William Rothwell, is really a guru when it comes to talent management. That's why I was really happy no, to connect with him through LinkedIn. No? So yun talaga yung mga parang uh, opportunities na that technology brought us, in the internet brought us, is really to connect with people who are really good at what they do. That's why I was really happy to connect with him, exchange some emails to him about development. So, when it comes to step-by-steps in establishing succession planning, kailangan talaga magsimula ito sa taas. It can be your CEO or if it's or organization. Ano ba yung expectations nila sa mga successors? Because kailangan talaga ng management championing because kailangan sila yung magli-lead in really mandating the organization to plan ahead. No, kung hindi kasi siya priority ng CEO, it won't really prosper. Kaya it always starts from the top. Okay? And then when that happens, no, so klaro sa atin 'yun, no, kailangan tinatanong natin yung CEO natin or probably it's a family foundation, kailangan tinatanong yung founder, how is the succession planning to happen kasi minsan sa mga family foundation, isa yan sa mga major issue and problem sino yung papalit, 'di ba? So kailangan yan dina-document, sinasabi, sino ba talaga yung mga expected nating papalit. And once you have that expectation ng CEO, alam nyo na yung organization nyo, ganito yung priorities, ito yung pangangailangan natin, dito na papasok yung tinatawag nating competency model. So, ano ba yung competency? Ito po yung knowledge and skills, yung kaalaman at yung kapasidad nyo, yung paano nyo ginagawa yung trabaho nyo. So, ginagawa po natin siya ng isang parang document. No? Examples po ng mga competency models about communication. Ano ba yung kailangan ng competency ng iyong trabaho? So ano ba yung mga skills, 'di ba? Ano ba yung mga kailangan mong i-develop sa sarili mo to be able to do your role, do your job. So kapag nagawa nyo na ito, or kung wala pa man po kayo nito, kung meron po kayong job description, supposedly po kailangan nandun yun, yung mga competency na yun sa inyong job description na pinapapirmahan nyo sa mga empleyado nyo.
Yep.
Ayan. So, number 3 is that kapag nalaman nyo na po yung mga competency model, kailangan po magkaroon po tayo ng assessment noong competency na yun ng empleyado. Okay? Kailangan po natin ma-assess fully if yung mga empleyado dumadaan po sa atin, mga taong hinahire po natin, really are the persons that are the right persons or fit for the role. Kasi kailangan po natin malaman muna if they are qualified for the role. Kaya kailangan po talaga kasama din natin dito yung talent acquisition, yung mga nagre-recruit po ng mga empleyado natin sa organization. And once we're there, we need to establish performance. Ano po ba yung ating standards for people to perform? Kasi kailangan po natin malaman muna, masala muna natin sa mga empleyado natin, ano ba yung ating standard for performance? Sino ba yung outstanding employees? Sino ba yung mediocre employees? Para malaman natin, among the many employees that we have, sino po ba yung karapat-dapat na maging tinatawag nating high potential employees. And pag nalaman po natin yon, okay, since may identify po tayo ng mga expectations ng CEO, alam naman natin yung mga positions na kailangan palitan, kailangan naman po nating i-assess yung potential. Okay? Eh, yung potential po, minsan subjective po ito. Because minsan ang nag-evaluate po nito is yung leader. However, there are a lot of materials outside right now that are available to assess potential. Kaya po nga nauna yung step 4 because makikita mo doon sa based on their performance na ay magaling pala itong tao to because based on our standards, ganito yung performance niya. Okay? Kasi
Pero
since
Rod,
she's
Rod,
yes,
oo.
sure.
Alam mo naman
Go po.
natin, no, hindi lahat kasi ng company, minsan nga well-established, hindi talaga maayos din ng PMS ng sistema, 'di ba? Parang ganyan. So,
Mm.
alam mo minsan yun din isang gray area. Kaya nga 'di ba, we always talk about KRA, KPI, pero at the end, 'di ba, parang kaya nga doon natin as much as possible we wanted objectively when we wanted to promote, when we wanted to evaluate people and so on. So, ito yung isang problema eh. Alam mo, naalala ko tuloy, parang oo nga, no, dapat kinumba ano, pero hindi kakayanin eh, na yung PMS din. Siguro, baka susunod na pagkakataon, ito yung isang topic na maganda rin kasi ito. And ito yung isang,
Oo.
isang gray area ng karamihan. PMS, as you've mentioned.
Yes.
Yun lang ang
Actually,
challenge dito. Ito ang challenge dito, for example natin, Rod.
yes.
'Di ba? Kunyari kung wala silang established PMS, no? Anong pwedeng gawin? Kunyari, example,
Siguro
the possible way to do it, to approach with that.
at the bare minimum, kailangan talaga magkaroon ka ng parang goals, performance goals per position.
Mm.
Tapos, kung di naman kayang mas frequent yung pag-discuss ng goals mo, minsan ginagawa nga nila monthly. May mga iba ng more progressive companies like this company name Home Credit. They do their performance reviews every month and then they provide incentives every month as well to them, to their
Mm.
employees.
Yung malaki kasi
But
kita nila, Rod. Malaki
malaki
kita
nga.
ng
Yeah,
HP.
oo nga. Malaki nga. Malaking interest kasi
Kliyente
nila.
namin sila.
But siguro,
By the way, yung mga taga Vicardo, kung nandyan kayo, baka may taga HC dyan, binabati namin po kayo.
oo nga.
Ano sila, tsaka magaling silang ano tawag doon, yung mag-remind sa mga nag-loan ng
Yan, oo nga.
appliances.
Magaling sila talaga
Oo.
mag-demand. Oo, talagang
Galing.
establish
Galing ng
nila.
model. Galing ng model.
Yun nga.
Okay,
So,
sige.
but at the
So,
minimum siguro,
swerte kung ganun.
yeah, at the minimum siguro, define goals, no, per position, and then try to go back to the goals. Ano ba yung achieve doon? And ang goals po dapat smart. So, kailangan specific
Mm-mm.
siya, measurable, attainable,
Yep.
merong results, and then time-bound. So, importante po yung time-bound. No? Dapat doable siya in a year. So, yun po, at the bare minimum, kailangan po magkaroon kayo ng goal per person. Identify po nila yung area na yon. Kasi siguro na po, yun ang pinakamadaling gawin because wala lang po sigurong posisyon na ang hirap gawa ng goal. So, kailangan, meron po agreement yan between the employer, line manager, with the employee kung ano yung goal nila. Kasi mas magkakaroon po ng clarity when it comes to the employee, ano ba expectation sa akin. At so at the end of the day, malalaman natin kung itong taong talagang ito are really performers, really contributing to the organization. Ayun.
Okay.
So after that, so alam na natin yung potential ng tao. Now we're able to establish and identify a person that may need to go under individual development planning. So sa individual development planning, in-identify dito ano ba yung mga strengths mo, ano ba yung weakness mo na gusto mong i-improve. So dito na mag-i-invest yung kumpanya and will implement yung IDP mo. So in more progressive companies, meron talaga silang IDP. But in other companies like a smaller organization, later on meron po akong tips sa inyo, no? A very clear way lang po to be able to handle succession planning. And later on, dedicate more time to that. Tapos, step 8 will be developing your talent inventory. So, meaning meron kayong mga position, mga names, ilalagay nyo lang yung mga names doon ng feeling nyo or based on your assessment, ito yung mga taong pwedeng maging successor nila. So, kailangan po, ina-update po yan annually kasi marami po nangyayari every year. Minsan nga, quarterly or semi-annually siyang ina-update. Tapos, number 9 is that ito po yung pinaka-importante sa mga steps din, no? Establishing accountability between the individual who is responsible for the successor and also the organization really investing something to the person so that he or she knows that there's really a plan for them to really assume a role or probably develop into a leader mold that they are envisioning. Then eventually, we go back to the loop, evaluate the results, and see how we can improve further the
So
succession
this is a
planning. So,
cycle,
cycle siya
Rods.
talaga.
This is a cycle. Okay.
Ayan.
Rods, pause ka lang sandali, no?
Sure.
Batiin lang natin yung mga ibang narito sa atin ngayon para at least baka matabunan pa. Camille, can we do the TPTS na second part? By the way, Rods and everyone, our shares now reaches about 208. Wow. And a
Wow.
reach of 1,746 as of early mga 10 minutes ago pa to. Ayan. Patuloy lang
Hope
tayo.
everyone is learning.
Oo nga, maraming salamat and I hope you're getting a lot of with the topic for tonight. Rods, we would like to greet Charmaine Castillo. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Charmaine, sige, Cassandra De Los Angeles. Ayan, ito yung ating mga usual na bisita. Cassandra from Florida. Maraming salamat. Alvin Deso. Ay naku, Alvin, all the way from Abu Dhabi. Dun sa mga taga-Dubai natin, everyone. Maraming salamat for always tuning in every Saturday. From Sarina Fernandez. Rods, tulungan mo akong basahin to kung okay lang para batiin mo
Sure.
naman din sila. Ayan, Sarila Fernandez. Kita mo? Kita mo?
Ayan, okay. Ito pala
Ayan.
sa... Okay.
Yan,
Yan, good evening
sige.
kay Sherila Fernandez from Nueva Vizcaya. So, yan.
Ayan,
Salamat
sa Region
for
2
being
Trauma.
with us.
Oo,
Yan,
Dana
si Dana
Dupo
from Angeles.
Angeles. Yan,
Good evening
sige.
sa'yo. Si
Ito,
DJ
nako, ano
Renz
rin to?
Lorraine.
All the way
all the
from
way from
Brazil.
Brazil? Talaga.
Oo, yes. Totoo yan. Sabi ko sa'yo, all over tayo dito.
Ayan.
Sila yung mga masugid
Ayan.
nating mga tagapanood. Maraming salamat, sir. Paulo
Ayan,
Rich.
si Paulo
ikaw na
Rich,
magbasa nito.
Paulo Rich na rich daw from Makati.
Makati. George Webb. Ayan. Late ako, by the way, from California. Hello, Rogie daw. Hello, Rogie. Hi, sir.
Ayan,
Maraming
hello.
salamat
Hello,
for
George.
joining in. Ito yung nakakatawa dito. Ano rin to? Regular viewer.
All the way from Davao.
Basahin mo yung nakalagay.
Hindi taga Davao.
Hindi siya
Grabe
taga Davao.
kamukha nga.
Taga Canada to.
Kamukha
Taga
daw
Canada
ni Ong. Daryl Ong. From Canada. Not na
Alam
hindi
mo
taga
na ha,
Davao.
hindi lang ako may sabi niyan, Rods. Ayan, Sel Galapon, magandang gabi, Ma'am Sel. Kuya Sam Dick Jocolano watching from Cotabato, Maguindanao. Sir Paulo, isa po ako naging mentee niyo sa KMME Mentorship Program po. Sobrang dami ko po natunan sa sales at marketing topic natin. Maraming salamat, God bless. Uy, maraming salamat, sir. Yung mga taga Maguindanao and Visayas. Ayan, basahin mo to. Ito, isang coach to.
Ayan,
You're aspiring coach, Rogie, di ba? Basahin mo to,
Ayan,
sige.
So, si Eric Kaeg.
Yeah.
Good evening, Coach Paulo. Very informative sharing from Sir Rogie. Thank you. Ayan.
By the
naman at
way,
natututo
Rods, are
kayo.
you into coaching? I'm into coaching right now. O baka,
Yeah.
Oo. Are you doing
I'm
the,
aspiring coach right now. So, trying to go
Nice,
into a
nice.
program, no? To be able to
Tuloy
help
mo yan,
more
it will
people.
help you. It will help you. Ako patapos na eh.
Ayan.
Tapos na ako sa credentialing. From Josephine Pilas, magandang gabi. Ayan. And then lastly, from Melts Peña. Melts, maraming salamat for joining us also. Rod, sige, tuloy tayo.
Ayan. So, we're now on the second part, no? So, kanina pinakita ko po itong very formal, tactical, step-by-step approach and probably it might be overwhelming for some, but it all boils down po kasi to really preparing our talent, no? And really making them prepared for the future or today. So, sabi nga nila, in a study with with Kenan Flagger Business School, no? It's a US study. Sabi nila, it takes 20 months daw to develop a manager and about 3 years to develop a senior leader. So, right now, parang ang haba po nun, no? Lalo na po kung wari you have successors that are technically skilled na baka umalis bigla. How do you prepare people in the organization? And there are some challenges po to that. Sabi nila, it's about looking at yung maturity nila. Yan, papasok na rin po yung learning agility and ang isa sa mga importante na pinapass on po sa succession planning is about organizational wisdom. Lalo na po yung medyo tenured, more experience. Ito po yung
Right.
mga hindi natin talaga maduduplicate because these are napagdaanan na po nila lahat. Siguro
At
may
saka,
napagdaanan
Rods,
po
ito yung
sila.
ano eh.
Yes.
Ito yung ano eh, big brother, small brother also.
Ayan. Oo,
Kasi
tama
tapos
kayo.
dito rin papasok everyone yung mentoring, dito rin papasok yung mga bagay na makakatulong sa atin. Kasi nga 'di ba, parang if you really wanted to as much as possible within the organization, parang we wanted to clone each and everyone. Basta
Yes.
maganda, basta on the
Oo.
positive side.
Yes,
In
tama.
that note, paano natin gagawin 'yon? So, the way to do it is really hand-holding the person, the individual, for example, your subordinate or team, when you see the talent at saka yung opportunity na makita mo talagang they can be developed, 'di ba? Why not coconut? Yun nga ang sabi natin. Bakit alam mo Rods, ang principle kong ganyan eh. Dapat 'wag nating ipagdamot kasi at the end of the day, it's going to be one very good compliment to us when we share our wisdom with people, 'di ba? Parang ganyan.
Ayan.
So, tama itong alam mo itong sa challenges na 'to, talking about agility and resiliency within the organization, I always tell people in my many of my engagement, when you talk about agile leadership, the first thing that we need to do is one, if you wanted to have a resilient organization, dapat resilient muna yung ating mga tao. Kasi you cannot
Yes.
form a very good and develop the organization to be resilient when the major players in itself are not resilient. Yun
Yeah,
yung
tama.
yun yung ano eh, yun yung malaking challenge wherein parang ano nga ba yung when you talk about resilience and agility? Everyone, no, it's about absorbing or resisting whatever the disruption of changes na nangyayari. Kaya for me, before the organization to be resilient, it has to be the player, the team members that needs to be first resilient.
Yeah.
Yan.
So
So
that's a
looking at
very
this
good
the
insight, no?
challenges and readiness ng leadership for
Mm.
today.
Ayan.
Sige,
Thank
Rod.
you, Sir Paulo, no? Tama po kayo doon because sa resiliency right now, even right now talaga, mas naging relevant yung word na yun because of that
Oo.
many challenges, both mental, emotional,
Oo.
even
Oo.
mga other, mga health din, also concern
Pati
about of
sanity.
employees.
Rods, pati
Yes.
sanity.
Lalo yung
Totoo
mga
yan
nag-work from
everyone,
home, no?
no?
Di ba?
Oo, kasi 'di ba kaya nga mental health, self-care ways, and basically productivity is also being challenged because many people are, there's a sanity challenge also. Yan ang totoo diyan. Eh, ang dami
Ayan.
nun. Ang sarap magkwentuhan pagka ganito, Rod. So everyone, no, I hope you're learning from us. And kung meron kayong thoughts again, no, please on the chat box. Sabi nga ni Jacqueline Besa dito, informative topics, Sir Rogie and Sir Paolo. Yan, maraming salamat, Miss Jacqueline. Okay, Rod,
Ayan.
go ahead tayo.
Okay. Ayan. So, after finding out po yung different challenges, yung readiness ng mga leaders natin, ano po ba yung siguro quick fix, no, that you can do to
Mhm.
be able to really help or apply what we're talking about right now on preparing them? Ang sagot po namin dito is really design a plan or what they call DACUM or design a curriculum. Sinasabi kasi nila that our leaders, yung mga tao po in the position right now, they have a daily work, a daily responsibility to be able to recruit, develop, engage, and retain the best people. So, malaki po talaga yung role ng mga leaders po natin in talent management, which is really your succession planning. And so, kailangan po talaga, they need to develop a plan. And how do you develop that plan? Meron po tayong tinatawag na talent development framework wherein around a total of 90% actually is or happens on the role, on the job. And then 10% lang po yung training. So if you feel na kailangan ko padala to empleyado ko in the training, actually 10% lang po siya in the whole framework of developing other people. But everything happens talaga in the workplace, at the other work. So there's a particular way to be able to develop that curriculum, that plan. You just have to answer some questions. No? Sabi dito in the same book na I was talking about a while ago, the daily role of a leader in talent management. The best way to accelerate the development of employees is actually to answer the 7 questions. And the 7 questions actually is like what you're doing right now at work, no? Una-una, the who. So sino yung mga kasama, yung mga kakontak mo sa work, yung mga leaders, no, yung mga mga taong papalitan natin. Sino ba yung mga kakontak nila? So kailangan mong expose yung tao mo sa mga tao na yon. Okay? What do they do? Ay yung mga ginagawa ba nila are in line to the things that your leader or your technically skilled employee is doing right now? So kailangan ilapit mo yung ginagawa nila doon para at least ma-absorb nila kung ano yung ginagawa na yun. Tapos kailan ba nila ginagawa nito? Ilang oras ba nila ginugugol yung sarili nila when it comes to performing the task that their outgoing leader is doing? Are they also facing pressures of the same magnitude as this leader? So kailangan po nating pagandaan yun. And then where do they do this work? Are they in different locations? Do they encounter different groups or customers of suppliers? So kailangan natin pag-isipan yun. Because in reality, hindi natin talaga mapag-aandaan yung real work scenarios. But the best thing we can do is really to prepare our employees, our high potential candidates to be able to assume that role. Tapos, pwede natin sagutin din yung question na why are they asked to work? No? So, how much work is actually given to them to start something new or to deal with automation or manual systems so that we would know or gauge if they're able to maneuver themselves around that particular problem. Number 6 naman, how are they asked to work? Are they given exposure to working with teams, to working with different groups or with conflict? So these exposures can really tell us if the particular employee is really ready, okay, to assume the role. And then number 7, okay, will be about resources. If they're given resources or budgets like this, are they able to capitalize, able to manage it properly? So, kung masagot mo tong questions na to, you're able to decide on what kind of activities should this particular employee or technically skilled employee would be exposed to. Kasi at the end of the day, it's really about exposure, connections, and the work that they do. Because, syempre, pwede natin sila padala sa maraming trainings, but ano ba yung ma-absorb nila doon that can really be applied at their work. Pero ito yung for me, the closest way to be able to train them properly to assume a certain role. So kung medyo nalilito pa po kayo dito sa 7 questions na to, medyo mahaba ito, meron po tayong mas madaling intindihin. Dito naman po, mga to-do list naman. So when you're grooming someone to replace you, think about a list of typical work activities that you're doing. What do they do every day? Ano yung ginagawa mo on a daily task? So, pagdating mo ba sa office, ano yung ginagawa mo? Okay? Ilista mo yon. So, be as comprehensive as possible. Number 2 component po nitong daily list na to is really to identify important activities that you do periodically, not every day. And then, summarize that in this timetable. Yan, a log of your week. Kasi this will give an idea to the worker, to the one assuming the role, ano ba yung kailangan kong gawin? Di ba? To be able to copy what you're doing. Because a lot of times, ito yung mga best practices na hindi natin nakikita, hindi napapass on sa next in line because we're not able to document it. Sabi nga nila, di ba, you need to actually put into writing things that you want to be measured. So, in the same way, kapag you're grooming a replacement, kailangan nakalista po yung mga ginagawa. Kasi kapag hindi po nakakalista yung ginagawa, nakakalimutan at hindi nagagawa. So, mahalaga po na lagyan ito ng mga activities that your successor or replacement should be thinking about. Ayan. So, ito po yung pinaka-easy po na ma-apply po natin, no, yung replace
Parang
ng mga
journaling. Parang journal,
journaling
ano?
siya,
Parang
oo.
journal, oh.
Yan. Kasi
Parang
kapag isipin mo kasi yung step by step kanina, kailangan talaga siya sa mga more established na
oo.
mga
Yung
organization.
well-structured
So,
na. Yung well-structured na.
yan.
Yep.
Oo. So kapag
So ito
titingin
yung
ka naman sa training,
sabi mo nga, parang quick fix na pinakamadali,
yes.
ano? Pinakamadali.
Yan. So kapag medyo malaking organization naman kayo at you can really invest on training, usually ito po yung mga courses that you may need to find out, no? So meron po tayong leading the self, leading others, saka leading the organization. So ito yung mga parang in a way mga off the shelf na mga activities, mga programs that your workers, employees can venture into to prepare them for a role. So ito po yung mga, if your organization is able to invest on bigger trainings. So our organization applied a combination of the two. So meron po tayong so right now or towards the end na po of our lesson for this afternoon, for this evening, no? And let me just summarize it and give you some lessons on what is a successful succession planning. So sabi ko po kanina, we really need to start with strategy, the talent management strategy and culture. Kailangan po kultura 'yan, yung pag-develop ng mga tao at pag-replace ng mga tao. So kailangan nandoon siya nakalagay sa culture because sabi nga nila, culture eats strategy for breakfast. So kailangan talaga we really need to put a culture in place of development and to really sabi nga nila meron kasing strategy iba mga kumpanya na hire to retire. So
Mm.
kung makuha mo sila, sana hopefully dito na sila mag-retire. Yan.
Alam mo, ang
Matagal,
tawag ko
wala na pong
diyan na
gain actually.
Rods, ano yan eh, parang tipong grow old with Paulo, ganun ang dating. Parang in a very parang manner of alam mo yun, yung pinakamadaling maintindihan, parang gusto mo kasing within that sphere na talagang parang tama ka doon eh, hard to retire. Pero yung parang tipong grow old with Paulo nga, yun ang biruan sa organization namin. But definitely parang when you wanted to develop yung kultura, kasi remember everyone, ito talaga yung isa to sa way talaga for talent retention. In fact, when people love, syempre at the end of the day, they wanted to be compensated well. Malinaw po yun, di ba? Wala tayong problema doon. Pero alam niyo po ba na, and Rods, yung talagang driving force of many people is when you have that, we embed and they have the buy-in of the culture of the organization. That's where when I observed during these many years of managing companies, yun yung isang nakita ko eh. More than anything else talaga, no? Parang it's a combination of parang providing the necessary parang yung requirements of our workforce. At the same time, one of the biggest way talaga for the retention of the talent is really about when you develop that winning culture within. And that starts with the buy-in. Alam mo, ang tawag ko nito, Rods and everyone, parang ano yan eh, parang yung, kumbaga parang bentang-benta muna sa'yo dapat. Bentang-benta sa yung organization,
Yes.
bentang-benta sa yung mga proseso, yung sistema. Siyempre, bentang-benta sa yung produkto at serbisyo ninyo. At within that bounds, once that nandoon yung buy-in, alam mo yung kultura will really follow. Parang,
Yeah.
and then, anong gusto natin? Validation doon, everyone, and Rods. Yung bang, it has to be reflected in the day-to-day, parang grind natin. Ganun
Yeah.
dapat yun ang those are things na gusto nating ma-achieve. Very challenging, pero syempre, kailangan gawin. Kailangan gawin. Kaya kailangan i-develop. Di ba, Rods, no? Lalo na, katulad
Yeah.
ng nababanggit mo. Once we develop also yung plano natin to have a successful, alam mo yun, parang succession basically in the
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah.
Sige, Rod.
Number 2 naman po is that sabi ko po kanina, we need to actually put everything in an inventory because we need to make decisions based on data. Ito na po kasi yung trend ng HR eh. Kailangan talaga yung pong ating database ng empleyado, tenure, rank, uh, expertise nila, competencies, ano po ba yung kailangan nilang uh, i-improve on, ano ba yung mga, because based on data, alam natin, medyo matagal na to dito sa particular position na to, ano ba yung pwede natin gawin. So, we really need to base our decisions on data, and na-realize ko na at some point, minsan may ibang mga companies na I've been part of na we are not able to really document everything. So, merong mga gaps that we need to put into place. Kaya hindi namin na nabibigyan ng decision na maayos because we don't look at data, and ito na po yung trend ng HR, really collecting data, recording it para at least alam ng mga tao that you're basing everything on hard evidence. Kaya po importante yung number 2.
Kaya para objective, para objective.
Yes. Then number 3, again, sabi talaga pong part po to ng lesson is really dapat management should be championing succession planning. Kailangan po they are able to walk the talk. Sila po yung nagpo-push sa mga tao that they really need to identify people who will really lead the organization in the future. Kasi pag hindi po yan kasama yung management, I've experienced some organizations na hindi po kasama yun sa priority sila, talagang any effort of HR will really not prosper because talagang it's a partnership between the line and HR po yan. So kailangan talaga kasama po ang management in the succession planning practice. And then number 4, yung pong ating mga outgoing leaders, one way to be able to really pay it forward is for them to train the next gen of leaders. So we really need to urge them to return the favor by really molding the next gen of leaders, by exposing them to the things that sabi ko po kanina, mga to-do list po natin. Because again, we're trying to pass on organizational wisdom and technical knowledge that might not be actually in the person yet because syempre they're still acquiring experiences, interactions, and different connections, and we really need to have that particular number 4 in place. And then number 5, ito po for me is very important, is really owning up your development. Kasi we can infuse a program, it's successful based on management, pero kung yung leader itself o yung taong high potential does not take ownership of the development, it will not prosper. Wala pa mangyayari dyan. In my case po kasi, I transferred from a learning development role to talent management. So, it's a pivot po from my career. So, essentially, I don't have any idea about succession planning. But one thing that I did was really to get myself equipped, learn the things either through e-learning, read books, and experience it and make some mistakes. But eventually, I was able to get the hang of it, sabi nga nila. Because I was I mean, I have that growth mindset, no, that I really want to learn a lot of these things to be able to assume my role and contribute to the organization. So, owning your development is really key in terms of succession planning. And patapos na po tayo. So, in summary lang po, we all discussed already, no? So, medyo matagal na po tayo. Hopefully, wag naman po tayong maantokin na po ngayon, but we are
Okay
hoping
lang.
that you've learned
Okay
a lot
lang.
this
Mamaya
evening.
babasahin
Yan.
natin. We're having a very good topic at this point, Rods. Okay lang. Go ahead. Sige.
Ayan. So in summary, we discussed already ano ba yung number 1 challenge that global executives are facing right now. It's really about developing the next gen of leaders, and we are experiencing a lot of changes both outside the country, inside the country, and even ourselves, no? So we are in the mix of a lot of things that are happening to us. So it affects the way we do work and also the way we see people move from one organization to another, either to retirement or through better opportunities. And then I also talk about a step-by-step model, tactical approaches to be able to establish succession planning, which is for big organizations is very handy because makikita mo kagad dito, ano ba yung kakulangan ko that we need to fill out right now. And then eventually, we look at lessons and what is the parang quick fix that you can do right now on Monday. And that is actually to-do list, no? I mean, some people don't believe in to-do list, but for me, it's really important, lalo na if you have successors or outgoing leaders who have all these ideas, knowledge that they need to impart to their one-downs. So, kailangan po natin yan ipasulat sa kanila to be able to pass on the wisdom, the knowledge that they can actually really help push the company forward by preparing their one down. So, yan po for this evening. And then, if you need further references po, ito yung mga naging pong references for this afternoon. So, I was part of a program po on leadership development and succession strategy by it is sponsored by our organization because we really very serious about succession planning. So let's continue po to collaborate and enjoy the conversation po. So this is
Mm-mm.
Rogie Enriquez. I've been really privileged and honored po to be with Sir Paulo Tibig po for this evening. Maraming salamat po and let's continue to connect po through LinkedIn or through email. Yan. Maraming salamat
Ayan,
Sir
ha?
Paulo.
Oh, by the way, hindi pa po aalis si Rodji, ah. Baka kayo'y may
Yes.
katanong. Rod, stay ka lang dyan. We would
Sure.
like to
Sure po.
read some of the comments dito kasi can we show Camille the comments, no? Parang Rods, this is one great topic as mentioned by many ano natin dito from Win. Sabi niya, sana ano ba to? Sana may leadership development and succession planning sa government. Win, pwede, Win.
Tama, tama po yan.
Pwede siguro natin, no? Tapos, sige, let's read some of the comments dito. I think meron pang mga comments medyo taas, Camille, medyo taas ng konti, please. Camille, with the comments natin. Kasi may nambabasa ako kanina eh. Can we read some of the comments stated here? All right. So let's move on. Ito from would like to hear some of the comments, no? Again from Win. Sabi niya, agree resilient team members make a resilient organization. Ito yung nababanggit natin kanina, Rods, ano? Parang before you make the organization resilient and agile together with
Yeah.
the leadership, there's a need for the team members to be agile and resilient first. Please take note of that, everyone. From Jake MD, one challenge also ay office politics. Kahit you develop people, but pagdating sa dulo ay yun hindi prepared ang napopromote. Kaya alam mo, Jake, mahabang usap yan. And
Oh, that's a different
I
topic
think we have
altogether, no?
done. Oo, medyo ano yan eh, medyo sensitive yung issue na yan, ano, Rods and everyone. But we have previously in our monthly HR learning series, everyone, na free
Yeah, I
event,
remember that, no?
um,
Oh.
oo, nagkaroon na tayo ng topic ng ganito. In fact, marami talagang sumusunod sa topic na yon. Mamaya, ipa-plug pala namin, Rods and everyone, yung ating next week na HR learning series. Meron tayo niyan, ha? So yan, Jake, I hope that you can take, I think nandun din sa YouTube yan. Emma Sanico, sabi niya, yes, may to-do list dapat everyday. Kaya nga parang it's a journaling of things, Emma. From Sally Alina, yan, sabi niya, great topics, clap, 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 succession planning and resiliency. Oo, mukhang i-combine natin to susunod. Mukhang Rods, tayong dalawang mag-uusap talaga dito. Pati resiliency na are very most important especially in these certain challenging times. Ayan. From Win Again, management should be the champion. The tone is set at the top. Definitely. Kasi kailangan talaga from up, then down the line. Yun kailangan natin. From HRMD1, very informative presentation. Thank you, Sir Paul and Sir Rods. And then from Emma, we should embrace changes and innovations. Ayan. So meron pa ba? Yan. O yan. Rods, marami nagpapasalamat. Very nice topic. From Jake, maraming salamat Sir Rogie. Sally Alina, great topics. So yan. So before we leave, bago kita hingan, Rods, ng final message mo, we'd like to invite everyone. Mag-plug lang kami dito ng mga programa. Unang-una, Camille, are we ready? Yung HR Learning Series for next week, everyone. We will be having a person, Rata Deo from ECOP. We'll be discussing about how to handle difficult employees. HR learning series natin which will happen October 30, if I'm not mistaken. Camille, tama ba? Anong oras nga ba yun? Nalimutan ko na. 2 o'clock ba yun o 3 o'clock? So we would like to invite you, no, for reference, you can tignan nyo lang po dun sa Facebook. Ayan po. If you wanted to register, marami na pong nag-register. This is a free event, everyone. How to deal with difficult employees. We'll be having Ray today. Ray, if you're there, Ray, from ECOP, and this will be our topic for the month. Ito po yung ating HR Learning series na ginaganap every month tuwing last Saturday ng buwan. So for this month, we will be talking about dealing with difficult employees. So please join us there. Likewise, we would like to also invite you if you wanted to join or be with our many engagement from productivity to our simplified strategic planning workshop. Ito po yung mga last part of the year na namin. So if you wanted to maximize the result for your virtual teams, I anchor this particular program dun sa space. Kaya ako nababanggit kanina, Rod, yung sanity. Kasi dito yun eh, yung dito sanity, productivity, space po ito, no? Accountability, communication, tapos engagement, yan po yung gusto natin dito, yung space anchored on that. Also, we would like to invite you dun sa aming panglimang taon na simplified strategic planning. Many have really got in touch with us for this. And as we see right now, talagang there's a need. Would you believe many organizations, big and small, would like to have us work with them for this. No? So if you wanted also for your team, let us know. Simplified strategic planning. Ito po yung tumbok na, diretsuhan na. Wala nang paligoy-ligay and anchored on a proprietary PGPSP model on profit, on growth, on product service, and people. Diyan po natin inanchor yan. Anymore, Camille? Journey to Prosperity. Samahan niyo po kami. This is going to be on December, first week of December. Ito po isang fundraising event. Last year, we've done this for Cagayan, yung sa bagyo na apektuhan. So this year, we're going to tie up with one charitable institution para po makatulong tayo as a way to simply paying it forward, lalo na po ngayon magki-Christmas season na. And ang SMP natin, Sales Masters program natin, tuloy-tuloy pa po rin yan para po dun sa mga organization na talagang they wanted to have yung from the sales mindsetting, sales leadership to the holistic approach in effective selling for for not just for the sales professional but also for all of us. Join us in our Sales Masters program. Tuloy-tuloy po ito. Even yung mga keynotes natin on all the kickstart mindset of keynotes for your different companies and organizations. Yan. So, nako, meron pa pala. Yung book bundle, Christmas bundle na to, everyone. If you wanted the copy of our best-selling book and also yung standout, How to Lead Without Losing Your Values. Kanina, Rods, na pag-uusapan natin, di ba, na next gen leaders. Alam mo, ito yung ideal, itong standout ethical leadership book. Kasi dito pinag-uusapan yung tipong strip the crown off your head. Yung mga ganyan. Parang, kasi we need leaders with a heart, lalo na sa panahon ngayon. And ito po yung sinulat ko. 2 taon ko po itong ginawa. But basically, if you wanted to get a copy in National Bookstore, meron po pa rin doon. Or the Feast Book, nasa Lazada, nasa Shopee, or you can message us for your bulk order para po sa pangregalo ninyo para din po sa inyo. Lastly, join us and follow us again on our social media account kasi po, you really can get a lot of motivation, a lot of insight, and many more learnings for you, your company, and business. Rod, siguro before we end, everyone, your last message to our by the way, more than 250 ng shares natin at maraming salamat. More than 2,000 in all platforms yung reach nating ngayong gabi. Kaya siguro it only shows Rods, bukod kay Daryl Ong, lookalike, palagay ko, yung topic talaga, yung talagang isang nag-drive sa atin sa taas ng ating shares for tonight. Rods, your last message in talent or in our succession planning session.
Well, again, succession planning is not a daunting task. Hindi po siya sobrang hirap gawin. It's really, you have to have commitment to the development of your employees and really care for the organization because for all we know, I mean, in line with, a lot of trainings na ginagawa ni Sir Paulo, no, about really caring for your organization. Parang this is the time that we really need to give back to the organization by ensuring that we have employees to be able to assume certain roles. And it really all starts about passion, love, and at the end of the day, your concern for your organization. So we really need to be partners in leading the organization by preparing people for development. So yun lang po, Sir Paulo, and maraming salamat po for those who have tuned in tonight, at hopefully po marami po kayong natutunan for this session.
Alam mo, hindi mo kailangang sabihin kung marami silang natutunan. Everyone, with all the comments that we're getting, I think really great topic for tonight, Rods. Maraming salamat for gracing the show. It's an honor also for many people in behalf of our viewers all over, as you've seen, na itong gabing ito, marami silang natutunan, maraming insight, and with this validation of the shares, and our reach for tonight, I think it's something that we have learned so much from you in our topic for tonight. With that, everyone, ipakita po natin yung ating appreciation, napapasalamat virtually sa ating bisita for tonight. Rods, ito may bibigay ko sa iyo, ha. Yan. A virtual applause to everyone. Ayan, sabi nila Juliet, God bless. Maraming salamat, Sir Roger, Sir Paulo, from Cell. Ay, ganun din, ano? God bless and keep safe as always. Everyone, again, maraming salamat, Rods. Maraming salamat, everyone, for tuning in. I hope that you have learned so much for tonight. And hopefully, di ba, sa susunod pang session natin, by next Saturday, abangan nyo po yung atin na namang bagong topic o anuman itong ating nilalatag para sa inyo. Always tuning in, always tune in, for this show, na online show. Rods and everyone, maraming salamat. Keep safe. God bless. At soon, magkita-kita po tayo uli. Only here, Rod, sabay tayo. At the Paulo
Tibig Show.
Everyone, good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Rod, hindi na kita papakantahin. Sayaw na lang tayo dito. All right,
Good night,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
God bless.